The Dallas Cowboys have signed Keanu Neal, formerly of the Atlanta Falcons. I am Cowboys Report host Tom Downey coming at you with this news today. It is a one-year, $5 million deal, or at least up to a $5 million deal for the Cowboys. And I'm going to say former Falcons safety Keanu Neal. Now, Neal, as I'm sure many of you had seen, was down to either the Cowboys or the Jets, and in the end, he's chosen to take his talents to the Dallas Cowboys, which is a big move for Dallas. And we'll get more into the exactly where Keanu Neal could end up playing, but there is, of course, plenty of familiarity between Neal and Cowboys' new defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, both of them coming over from the Atlanta Falcons. Neal is a former first-round pick who does his best work hanging out in the box. 100 tackles, 1 sack, 9 tackles for loss last year. Yes, the Falcons secondary wasn't exactly what I would call good by any stretch of the imagination, but in large part was because of other factors, other things that caused issues there. So from a pure player talent perspective, I'm very pleased the Cowboys are bringing in Keanu Neal. I do want to make a quick note here on the contract side of things. This is a one-year deal worth up to $5 million. There was a report from Josina Anderson that the Cowboys had given Neal $3 million to sign. That's probably his signing bonus. I could also see that being just the pure guaranteed money, but that is a significant move for the Cowboys. I don't exactly know what position he's going to be playing, but I do know they are getting at least a talented football player. And I would argue there are too few of those who have bounced around this Cowboys team as of late. And from that perspective, being able to get someone like a Keanu Neal certainly matters plenty. So we'll break down some position stuff here in just a second for you guys. But before we get there, let me know in the comments, what grade are you giving this move for Dallas? Is it an A, is it a B, a C, a D, or an F? This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. So if you get that ad break here on YouTube, scroll on down and get your votes in. Let's look now position-wise. Now, I think for the time being, it's still a little bit up in the air. I don't know exactly what the plan for Keanu Neal is, and I would wonder and even venture a guess that maybe the Cowboys themselves don't quite know what the plan is for Keanu Neal. But there are two areas that make sense. Number one is playing him at strong safety. And for now, I will list Donovan Wilson over Keanu Neal on that depth chart for reasons we're about to get into. I want to see what Donovan Wilson can do. I want to see if he can be a strong safety for you, how he fits inside this Dan Quinn defense. But Keanu Neal, of course, has to be mentioned here, played strong safety for Dan Quinn's defense. He was perfect as that in-the-box, heavy hitter, strong safety role. I don't want to put either of them at free safety because I don't think that's their role, but we'll get back to that later on. So that leaves linebacker as a much talked about, much floated about possibility. And frankly, I think it makes sense. I think it makes a lot of sense for the Dallas Cowboys to at least give Keanu Neal reps at linebacker. Now, I'll take this opportunity, by the way, to mention the difference in terms of weak side, middle linebacker, strong side linebacker. You could see all three on the field. In that case, you probably want Keanu Neal at weak side linebacker, Leighton Vander Esch at the mic, Jalen Smith at the strong side linebacker. That might make the most sense for you, potentially. I know some of you guys would be down with that. There was a report from the Dallas Morning News that Jalen Smith was going to move from weak side linebacker back to that middle linebacker spot. That differentiation, middle linebacker, weak side linebacker, is not the same that it used to be. It's become a little bit more positionless football, if you will. But in general, and I will just generalize here because every scheme is different, I think you guys get that by now. The weak side linebacker is more of a run and chase linebacker. He's going to be playing a little bit outside the guards. He's going to be closer around the tackle. He's not going to be having to deal with as much traffic. He's not going to have to go fill the run as often. He's able to be a little bit more in space, more in coverage, more chasing, all those things. You want a good athlete there. That's why Leighton Van Rush makes sense. And that's why Keanu Neal makes sense, because you don't want Keanu Neal lining up out there at a whole bunch of middle linebacker reps taking on blocks. It's not going to be his fit. I do want to see Keanu Neal at the linebacker position. I do think that would be a good decision by the Cowboys as an organization to go ahead and put him in that role. I think having him in the box is the number one goal. It's a matter of, is he your starter at strong safety? Is he a rotational piece of both linebacker and safety? Do you still have Donovan Wilson on the field? I think you should. We'll see what the Cowboys end up doing. But at a pretty cheap cost, 1 year will probably come in under $5 million. I think that's a good depth utility piece that this Dallas Cowboys team desperately needs. You saw how thin that linebacker spot was after all. So where do you guys want then Keanu Neal to play? Get your votes in for me in the comments section. What position do you want to see Keanu Neal line up at? Do you want to see him at safety? If so, go ahead and type in S. Or do you want to see him at linebacker? If that's the case, type in LB. Now, as you guys might be able to tell, I'm looking down at my computer here a lot. I'm solo producing this one. Came in the office on the off day. They don't really exist in sports, but it's fun. Because I wanted to have a good conversation around Keanu Neal, and I know you guys wanted a video as well. And we will always try to do this for you. We will always try to make sure that we're keeping you guys covered on what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys. I was taking the dog on a walk, dropped everything to come on in. So if you want to help me out and make sure we keep doing these things, hit that big red button and subscribe. Now with Keanu Neal coming in, again, it's a good move. Safety is not done. This need has not yet been filled by the Dallas Cowboys, something I think we can pretty much all agree with. This is not a spot that, okay, the team is set. Safety still has to be addressed by the Dallas Cowboys in a pretty significant way, right? Frankly, of course, you just saw Anthony Harris go for 1 year's $5 million with the Philadelphia Eagles. I thought Anthony Harris was getting a little bit overhyped, but yes, in a heartbeat, I would have gone after Anthony Harris. So, yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed he didn't come in instead. But regardless, we'll get to some more players that have been linked to this Dallas Cowboys team. I don't think they're done, and I don't think they can be done at this point. They have to go find extra help. We'll get to two names here in a little bit. But who else do you guys want to sign? Let me know what you're thinking in the comments section. What player are you trying to go after in the open market that you think the Dallas Cowboys could add? Let me know what you guys think. Any player you want Dallas to get. Now, we will spend some more time on both of these players on tomorrow's video on Sunday. I wanted to briefly mention them, though, just as a mention and warning type deal. Damontae Kazee and Malik Hooker are both set to come in and join the Dallas Cowboys for a visit. That's going to come next week. Both of these players, talented, also coming off of injury concerns. So they're going to have visits, have physicals, and I bet the Cowboys will put out at least one offer for both of these guys, or between these two guys. I don't think they're going to sign both. I do think one of them ends up being a member of the Dallas Cowboys within a week. And on top of that, I will be out of town next week, which, as you guys know, it means something's going to happen. But somebody here at Chat Sports will keep you guys covered. So hit that big red button and subscribe. And don't forget to let me know how you feel about the Keanu Neal signing down there in the comments section.